Hi guys, welcome back to Geekszilla. I'm Gopher, this is Mike, and today we're going to be having a look at
the Dark Gothicus range from DarkOps. So we've been sent a pile of stuff from Steve at DarkOps, very generously. We've been sent 4 of the packs. So what we've got is the PENTIUM Parvus TURRIM and Ruin, the PENTIUM Medius TURRIM and Ruin, the giant BASILICA POTENTIUM, and one from earlier, which is the PENTIUM Magna TURRIM Ruin, which I think relates to the size of the buildings.
Okie dokie. So these are packs that come with a complete building and then a learned version of the same building in them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Scaled for the likes of Adeptus Titanicus.
Yeah, 8mm, 10mm, even 6mm, that's just probably okay for. We've been sent this because our plan is to get an Adeptus Titanicus video up shortly. I'm almost finished painting all the stuff that I've got.
Except this.
Except this. I have 2 Warhounds to do at the minute and then we're done. So the thing with the DarkOps range is the price is great and the detail is absolutely superb. So what we'll do is we'll move the camera closer because this is all about this stuff, not us. And we'll unpack these and show you the detail on the pieces.
And then once we've done that, we'll have a look at one we've done, or you've done, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any credit for that.
We have got the old Blue Peter. Here's one we prepared earlier. So what we do is we'll unpack these and then we'll have a look at the actual built piece.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, cool.
We'll catch you in a minute. So we'll start on a small building to begin with. So this is the PENTIUM Parvus TURRIM, which I think is the smallest one. I think in the main pack you get 2 buildings. I think this is just one of them. And we'll crack that open. This one has 2 main sprues, which includes the base of the building. So this is the full-size intact building sprue, and this will be the damaged sprue. As you can see, the building's broken down. Put that way around. Possibly need to contact Steve because there might be a piece missing there.
Yeah, looks like it. These things fall out every so often. So yeah, it looks like you have only got one of each, and as you said, you would usually get 2 of these in the box.
I believe so. This is a £16 set. You get 2 buildings, 2 small dual towers for use in epic battles, and 2 ruins with the same footprint. So the idea being, if you're playing with the advanced rules on Adeptus Titanicus, you can destroy the building and you have the ruin with the same footprint that can just replace it, or you can just use them on the table, so you've got ruins and full-size buildings.
Yeah. By the looks of it, this is like a sort of housing block or something. Maybe
That
like
sort of idea, or an administration building of some description. So the footprint of this is 7 centimeters by 5.5, so 7 by 5.5. And stands approximately 6.5 centimeters. So as you can see from there, it's got quite a bit of height. Won't hide a Titan, might cover a Warhound mainly, and definitely hide the Knights behind. Detailing on the roof's quite nice, little tiled squares, and the rose windows on these kits are really nice. That's how easy the bits pop out. I've noticed this with the DarkOps kit, especially with the one I built. There's generally only 2 points holding them, so it's really easy just to drop them off the sprue, which also negates the amount of cleaning you have to do on the edge. So all you're doing is just filing a little bit off and its jobs are good and you're ready to go. If this is like the previous building, it's 3 layers of MDF for the frontage of the building. So you'll probably have, I suspect, this with that on the front, and possibly these might only be 2 pieces actually. Oh yeah. So that's the frontage of those as well. So that will layer on top with the bars going down, leaving you the edges on there as well, which has the buttress coming out, which also gives you 2 deep cut pieces for the buttresses to hold it in. So when that glues, it's quite solidly glued in, not just tabbed in, as you can see by the length of the tabs. Kits go together really easily. The one I built, I didn't need the video for. I watched the video for the larger building, just dry fitted everything together, see how all the bits work, because there's a locking mechanism on the gap between the roofs, which just then folds in and glues down. It's really nicely done, but really simple kits to put together.
So that answers one of the things I was going to say, is there's no instructions on this, but all of them have
an assembly video
yep.
For each of the buildings. So Steve sat down and he's gone through the build on them.
And we'll put links to that in the bit down below as well. And
also to the website, so you know where to go to buy the stuff. So the kits are really nicely detailed. So with the basing on there, on the ruin, all that Steve suggests is you put a little bit of foam in and loads of rubbling, and it just builds up the ruined internal part of the building. So I've got lots of little bits of cork already broken up, ready to go.
Cool.
So larger pieces around sand and grit and everything around it.
Well, I'm looking
nice spray job. And
looking to get some of the basing bits from Luke's range.
Yeah.
So
he's just restocked on all that from what I remember. So yep, there goes another piece of it, just dropping straight out, really easily, just pops straight out, which is really nice. Means you're not trying to, I've had kits where you're running a knife through it, trying to crack things off all the time, and it just takes far too long to get the building off the sprue, never mind anything else.
I've had a few of them where like you try to pop them out and the actual board has split. Not from this company, I have to say, it was a different company, but I've had that happen with other MDF kits. Can't see that being an issue here.
So this is their medium building. So that was the small, this is the medium. Again, comes with a single, well, this one comes with a single building and a ruin piece with the same footprint. So we'll just crack this one open as well. We'll have the same detailing, possibly even a little bit more on some of the details. So this has 3 sheets of MDF for the build. So that's, is it 4? Oh, it's 4. I stand corrected. As you can see, loads of detail just on the bits of the window. So when you layer them up, they have loads of detailing on them.
These are really nice, as you said. Those bits they're cracking. The roof tile's obviously a bit bigger this time. So
it's got a little bit more detail, whereas that one just had a grid. This one's got a grid with detailing on the grid. 2 bases for the both buildings. This is the little bit that goes in the middle of the 2 tower pieces. So as you can see here, it drops down in the middle just by the rose window. That sits just under there. So what you'll find is there'll be 2 bits of upright, these, which sit on there, lock in, and generally what I found is you drop it in, angled together, set the glue on these pieces of roofs, and then just tilt them out, and then it locks against that edge. But the kit, as I say, went together really easily.
Okay, are these just extra bits, or are they actually...
I'd need to watch the video for these, but I suspect these go underneath glue and hold the roof. I think they're just possibly for that, or they are a poking mechanism to push walls out.
Ah, nice.
That I can't answer what they are at the moment, but on the video it will say, I think it may be a support for the roof, or it may just be a piece for helping get things into place.
Cool.
But loads of detail on the kits. I say it's really nice that he's come up with a building that has the ruin thing, because that is rules in Titanicus for taking down buildings.
And even at the end of the day, if you're not using it as a replace mechanism, it's just added bonus, because you've got more scenery you can put on the table. It's a really nice idea on both levels of that.
Yeah. He's put a lot of thought into this. This was the second run at the stuff, because I know when he first did this one, it was much larger. Yeah. He went back, it was a bit too big. I think it was about 50 centimeters across. So it took up a lot of board space, and there was 2 optional doors on it, so you could have it as 28mm as well.
Now,
just one thing on this one. Cost-wise, this was... Which one is this? This is the Medius, which I think is, again, 16. Yep, £16 for that. 11cm by 10cm, again, standing 6.5 tall. So quite a large footprint.
So it's the same price as a smaller one, but with a smaller one you get more buildings. So yeah, this bad boy.
This is the big power station. Promethium generators and stuff, if you're looking at the 40k universe. Has some extra pieces to the kit, because there's smaller versions of his generator pieces, which he's done for his larger scale stuff as well. And again, comes with a ruin footprint on it as well.
That's not worked very well, go for it. Epic. Why do we never have a knife? We've had a knife once.
Probably because we'd stab ourselves with it.
Well, I'd cut myself. And not because I'm an emo before anyone says anything.
Right, this is all falling out the sprue already, which is really nice to see that it's not going to snap because there's loads of little bits for this. I think that's just
an outcut.
If there's lots of those, I could make some kind of staircase. So yeah, so loads of pieces in this. So these are for building the generators for the roof. These layer up to create the side pieces for the generators, which you can see on the roof just there. And then they have some grey board, which then bends over to the top to create the venting on it, which is really nice detailing on it. I've seen these large, I've actually got some of these large versions of these to put together.
So while the other ones, there isn't massive amounts to them, this looks slightly more complex to build.
I have watched the video on this, and there are multiple layers of supports that go underneath all the roofing pieces as well. So I think that is actually part of that. So it looks like a little bit of glue for the ruin. It's already broken a little bit. That's just from, I think, transport to here more than anything else. So detailing on the roof, this builds up with the 4 generators on, and this
I think this is upside down.
Quite possibly. Nope, that's the right way up.
No, I mean...
Oh, the actual sprue, yeah. Get you. Now I understand what you're saying. So that's the footprint of the building. So it's quite a large structure on your table. Gives you a nice objective centerpiece, especially if you're just trying to get on the board and take it out.
In case Mike's hand isn't good enough for scale, here's a teacup.
That's a mug.
No, this is a mug.
That too. So yeah, so again, like on some of the other buildings, there are multiple layers that build up the outside of the building to give you the details. As you can see on here, there's lots of archways and things and loads of bits of windows. So on the front there's vents on tops of the towers, I believe. So this creates 2 stacks, as you can see there.
Yep.
And that's the vents that I think sit in the top of those.
Yep.
Now, when you bring it together, I think on the videos Steve was saying that you can just snip 2 of those off because it will support itself if you find it awkward to bring all 4 pieces together. But it's built in such a way that it actually supports itself extremely well. So there are ways around the fiddly bits. These vents sit under here, so you have that layer with this layer over the top, so giving you bits of detailing on
the fans.
Yep.
Basically came out and then they go underneath that.
So
in this
really nice,
this sort of fashion.
Exactly like that.
Yep. That is awesome.
Gives you some really nice detail pieces. So on top of the windows down the side, the doors and everything else, it just makes a really fantastic looking building. Steve was saying that most of this was done with rattle cans for getting the colouring on there, and even I believe his banding on there was done using the rattle cans and just masking
it off. Aye.
So you can go into a lot of detail on this because the details there on the actual parts. So you can do a very basic paint job to begin with and then add to it over time.
Yeah.
And the building speaks for itself in the detailing, so you don't need to go to town on it too much. But
for this one, not only is it like just a good building, but that's also a good like objective: destroy or protect the generator. Yeah,
exactly. And the price on this one is £34, which isn't bad considering the size of it is 22 by 12, 22 centimeters long by 12 wide, and you're getting the ruin version of that. Unlike the other one, he's had to make some bits for the ruin for this, so the generator bits that can sit in. So there is one extra strip there for doing the generator sticking out the top of there. So really nice detailing even in the ruin sections for this because it's such a large building.
That's nice.
So yeah, it's a fantastic product. It'll look fantastic on the table with the amount of detail that are on the Titans. These buildings are on the same sort of level for the detailing. He spent a lot of time working these out, which is really nice.
We'll pack this stuff away,
and
then we'll have a look at the ones that Mike did earlier.
So what we have now is the PENTIUM Magna, TURRIM and Ruin. And that's what you're getting from the, I think this one's the large. Yeah, this one's the large. So it's the bigger of the 3 building sizes. Again,
the one that's more sort of like, well, housing block or administration building or something along those lines. It's not a...
So again, 11 by 10 centimeters on the footprint. I don't think that includes the buttresses. I think that is just the actual base block. And 12 centimeters tall, so should hide a warlord quite well. Went together, like I say, really easily. And you just take one look at it and you can see where everything fits together after you've watched one video, so you don't have to keep relying on the videos to go back to. You can do, but the detailing you'll see on there on the rose windows as it's stacked through is really nice, and even on the depth of the windows, and with it being open all the way through, you could light these things up and they'll look brilliant.
That's what I was just about to say. I'd be tempted to put a hole in the bottom of one of those wee flickering candle type tea light things. The other thing you could do is, before you put it together as well, is put different strips of like coloured gels on the inside.
Coloured gels block out some of the lights, or some of the windows, so they're not all shining through, and it would look fantastic. And then the detailing on the archways for the doors are brilliant. Multiple layers, so there is depth to them.
Excuse me.
Detailing on the tops with the little windows on the edges. So if you're playing something like 40k or Dropzone Commander, you can put your troops on top because there's plenty of space on the roofing areas. It's just a really nice and really solid kit.
40k epic.
Epic.
Yeah. Aye.
And to go with it is Footprint Ruin. Which again, loads of details still even on this. So it follows the same basic principle as that. A little bit of working out to see how it goes together. And then all you'll do to finish it off is, as Steve says, put a little bit of foam in the bottom, some blue foam or polystyrene or anything like that. Churn it up a little bit. Put some blocks into it, sand, grit, all that kind of stuff, and it will just look superb.
Again, one of the things I would recommend on there as well is, if you are going to do that, like put something just to, maybe not actually, no, because it's spilling out through the windows might look quite good.
I was thinking of that, and maybe to protect the buttresses is to get a piece of board around it and then just add to it. So especially on this one, you can have it flowing out the windows. So it's collapsed through.
One of the things I like about this as well, from looking at the other ones and looking at this, is they haven't just gone, all the ruins are like this height, because some of them are that down there. Some of the ruins are still up a little bit, which is nice as well, because they're not all just uniform, sort of like a centimetre high.
So
base.
It really goes into if you build up your debris in a similar sort of way, so it's higher up here because there's more debris on this side and tucked in on that. You could even go to town on these and add in bits of flooring and stuff and all sorts of stuff. There's plenty to do that will make these look even better.
See, once it's done, can you, and specifically Adeptus Titanicus, could you move a Titan, like a smaller one, in there at the start?
I would have thought so. There's no reason why the base of a Titan wouldn't fit in that.
One of the smaller ones?
I mean, you could get your knights inside it. So your knights could be an ambush in there.
Yeah. Cool.
But just really nice kits and just go together so easily. Whereas some kits you get a bit stressed because the bits are a little bit fiddly. These things have been done in a way that's just easy.
Okie dokie.
I don't think, even a novice wouldn't have a problem with these.
So will we leave it at that, pop back to...
well, what we'll do is I'll get them painted up and then we'll do another video once it's all done, before we go to the table for the actual game, with them painted up and finished off, based and everything. And So fantastic buildings. Fantastic value for money. Steve also, I believe, on the DarkOps site there is a bundle deal which saves you some more money. I think it doubles up on a lot of the buildings.
That's cool.
So you get 2 lots of everything, and I think you get about 30 odd quid off. We'll put a link to that down below. So what we'll do is we'll get all this stuff painted up. Based.
You'll get all this stuff painted up.
Painting it should be fairly straightforward using the basic rattle can idea, but I'm sure I'll go to town on the windows and some of the detailing on them. So it'd be a shame just to spray them grey and leave them like that.
Yep.
What I'll do is I'll put a bit of basing around them as well, just to protect, like I say, the buttresses, but they'll look fantastic in game. So we'll be back and do a video on that once they're painted up. I'd say we'll do one for building them, but Steve's videos are brilliant as they are, so there's no point in doing that.
Yep. But we will use them on the table with Adeptus Titanicus.
Yep, we'll get that video
and
get that up as well, which has been on the plan for quite some time. Quite a bit of painting in those planes, I can tell you. So, only really to thank Steve for sending us this. Really appreciate it, really generous. When he said he was sending us a building, I expected a building, and then he sent us all this, which is fantastic.
The man's done you very, very well with those, so awesome. I can't recommend them enough. The other stuff, like
DarkOps has got some great kits, boats, full-size galleons and stuff for 28mm that are amazing.
Dungeon Saga tile set.
Star Sagas. And lots of other stuff.
Yeah,
lots of nice sci-fi stuff. His generators, which you've seen on the top of that, he's got at various scales, and the detailing them. I think he was one of the first people to put anything like that out, generator-wise. And you see them popping up all over the place, but nothing's as good as the DarkOps one with the detailing on them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll wrap this up. We'll be back again soon with another video. I apologise for the lack of output over the last couple of months. There's been a lot going on. I've had some issues, and I've had a lot of work getting done in the house, so that's why it's been a bit slow of late. We'll get on top of that. I'll get my finger out and get stuff done.
We'll get some more filming done.
Yeah.
I was recently in touch with Ian from Funky Skull.
Oh yeah.
He wants to come in for another video, so we'll get him in for that. He's got some new figures coming.
Speaking of that, the Funky Skull Sleep Was NYC video we did, you can still leave a comment on that. That competition's still going. If you do leave a comment, you've got a chance of winning a 2-player starter set. Go check the video out. Again, I'll put a link to it down below.
So he did a mini Kickstarter recently for a new gang, the Mollies. They're coming through shortly, so he wants to do a video with those guys on camera as well and show them what they can do.
Okie doke.
And I believe he has a Gangs of New York style spin-off game coming as well.
So like the same sort of thing, but in the 1800s or something. Yeah.
So that should be good, and we'll try and get him on that on video as well.
Cool.
So yeah. Thanks for watching.
Take it easy.
And we'll see you soon.